What if we told you that some of the best songs of 1974 didn't come from legendary superstars, but from artists who only shined once? From disco rhythms that made you move non-stop to ballads that completely broke your heart. This is the sound of the great hits of 1974. 15 forgotten gems that deserve to be heard again. Stay until the end and tell us in the comments how many of these songs you already knew. Susie Q. Dale Hawkins.
Susie Q, I love you, my Susie.
Susie Q is a song by musician Dale Hawkins, recorded at the end of the rockabilly era in 1957. It was written together with his bandmate Robert Chiasson and became a commercial success from its original release, establishing itself as an iconic rock and roll track of the era. It is a late rockabilly song that captured the spirit of Louisiana and featured outstanding guitar work by James Burton, who also worked with Ricky Nelson and later with Elvis Presley. The single reached number 7 on the Hot R&B chart and number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. Hawkins' original version was included among the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. It has also been covered by artists such as the Rolling Stones, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and Johnny Burnett, proving its lasting impact. Chantilly Lace, the Big Bopper.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail.
Chantilly Lace is a 1958 rock and roll song performed by the Big Bopper, J.P. Richardson. It was produced by Jerry Kennedy and reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States.
Baby, that's what I like. What's that, baby?
It was recorded at Gold Star Studios and originally released on Pappy Daly's D Records label. The recording was later purchased by Mercury Records and reissued in the summer of 1958. It was initially released as the B-side of the Purple People Eater Meets the Witch Doctor, but DJs and the public preferred Chantilly Lace, which became the hit. The song features a young man flirting with his girlfriend over the phone, listing the things he likes about her.
Got a ponytail, a hanging down, a wiggle in the walk.
La Bamba, Richie Valens. La Bamba is a traditional Mexican folk song from the state of Veracruz, popularized by Richie Valens in a rock and roll version in 1958. It was his most influential recording and the first Spanish-language song to reach the top 40 in the United States. His version of the Son Giracho helped popularize Latin music in the English-speaking market. It reached number 22 on the U.S. singles charts. Although it was not his biggest-selling single at the time, La Bamba transcended cultural barriers and became an anthem of Latin rock, opening doors for Latin music within rock and roll. Great Balls of Fire, Jerry Lee Lewis. Great Balls of Fire is a song recorded in 1957 by Jerry Lee Lewis for Sun Records. It was ranked as the 6th greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. It sold 1 million copies in its first 10 days in the United States and was recorded on October 8, 1957, at Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee. The song reached number 2 on the U.S. charts and became a rock and roll anthem. It is considered one of the best-selling singles of all time, with over 5 million copies sold worldwide. It was also featured in the film Jamboree and later in the biographical movie Great Balls of Fire. Good Golly, Miss Molly, Little Richard.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Recorded in 1956 and released in 1957, this song by Little Richard was ranked number 94 on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. Richard first heard the phrase "Good Golly, Miss Molly" from a southern DJ named Jimmy Pennick and decided to modify it to make it more suggestive. The piano introduction is inspired by Rocket 88 by Jackie Brenston, 1951, one of the foundational rock and roll songs. Good Golly, Miss Molly perfectly represents the sonic and visual explosion that Little Richard brought to rock and roll. His exaggerated performance, filled with shouts, wild energy and aggressive piano playing, broke musical and social standards of the time. The song directly influenced later generations of musicians in both rock and soul. Its fast tempo and provocative attitude helped define the rebellious sound of the genre. It also established Little Richard as one of the most influential and groundbreaking figures of early rock and roll. Today, it remains a symbol of the genre's raw and liberating spirit.
Can you
That'll Be the Day, Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Written by Buddy Holly, this song was first recorded in 1956 and re-released in 1957 by the Crickets, becoming an international hit. It was certified gold after selling over 1 million copies in the United States. The song marked a turning point in Holly's career and helped establish the classic rock band format. That'll Be the Day is considered a key song in rock and roll history due to its clear structure and accessible sound.
That'll be the day when I die.
Buddy Holly showed that rock could be direct, melodic, and emotional without losing its power. The song deeply influenced later British bands, especially the Beatles, who cited Holly as a major inspiration. Its simplicity allowed the composition and performance to take center stage. Its legacy remains intact as one of the foundations of modern rock.
Stood Up, Ricky Nelson.
Well, I know just what I...
Stood Up was released in 1957 and became one of Ricky Nelson's first major hits, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song, with its catchy rhythm and lyrics about romantic disappointment, resonated strongly with teenage audiences. This track helped solidify Ricky Nelson's image as a teen idol during the height of rock and roll's rise.
Go on being a fool, sitting around just waiting for you.
His popularity was reinforced by his role on the television show The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, making him a constant presence in pop culture. Stood Up stands out for its clean rockabilly sound and sincere delivery. The song reflected common teenage emotions such as frustration and heartbreak. Thanks to this success, Nelson became one of the most influential artists of the late 1950s.
Stood up, broken hearted again.
Blue Suede Shoes, Carl Perkins.
Anything that you wanna do, but honey, lay up.
Written and originally recorded by Carl Perkins in 1955 and released as a single in January 1956. Although Elvis Presley recorded a very popular version, Perkins was the first to release it and is recognized as its original creator. The song uses a basic 12-bar blues progression combined with country and pop elements.
My house, steal my car, drink my liquor from my old fruit jar.
Blue Suede Shoes quickly became an anthem of rockabilly and early rock and roll. Its simple lyrics, centered on an everyday object, connected immediately with audiences. The guitar riffs, inspired by boogie woogie, influenced countless musicians. While Elvis's version gained wider exposure, many purists consider Perkins' original to be definitive. The song symbolizes the birth of rock as a youth-driven culture and reflects the creative rivalry among early rock pioneers.
My blue suede shoe. You can do anything.
Peggy Sue Buddy Holly.
Love you, gal, yes, I love you, Peggy Sue.
Released in September 1957 as a single with Every Day as the B-side, Peggy Sue became one of Buddy Holly's most recognizable songs.
Peggy Sue.
Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Bebop-Lula, Gene Vincent.
Well, Bebop-Lula, she's my...
Recorded in Nashville by Gene Vincent and his Blue Caps, this song reached number 7 on the charts and sold more than 2 million copies in its first year. It was composed mainly by Gene Vincent and Donald Buck Graves. Bebop-Lula is one of the cornerstones of rockabilly and early rock and roll.
That I know, she's the woman that loves me.
Its sensual rhythm and vocal delivery set it apart from other artists of the time. The song helped establish the rebellious and dangerous image of rock music. It also heavily influenced British musicians of the 1960s. Gene Vincent became a cult figure thanks to this track, leaving a raw and lasting legacy.
She's the one that yells more.
Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu, Huey Piano Smith. Released by Huey Piano Smith and his Clowns, the song reached number 52 on the Billboard Top 100. Although it was not a major commercial hit at first, it eventually became a rock and roll classic. The song stands out for its festive style and strong New Orleans rhythm and blues influence. Its humorous lyrics and contagious beat made it popular in live performances. It was covered by many artists, helping it gain lasting recognition. It is also remembered as one of the first rock songs to inspire a sequel. Its carefree spirit represents another side of rock and roll, one rooted in celebration and fun. Razzle Dazzle, Bill Haley and His Comets. Recorded in 1955 and released as the B-side of the single Two Hound Dogs, this song contributed to the legacy of Bill Haley and His Comets as rock and roll pioneers. It also appeared on the album Rock Around the Clock. Razzle Dazzle is a clear example of early rock's raw energy. Although it did not reach the status of the band's biggest hits, it was essential in shaping their sound. The song stands out for its lively rhythm and simple but effective structure. It represents the fun-loving spirit of early rock music. It also highlights the importance of live performance in spreading the genre.
Johnny B. Good Chuck Berry.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the...
Released in 1958, the song reached number 2 on the Hot R&B chart and number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. It is one of the most recognizable songs in the history of popular music and one of Chuck Berry's greatest achievements. Johnny B. Good is one of the first rock songs to tell the story of a young musician dreaming of stardom.
Go, go, Johnny B. Good.
Its iconic guitar riff has been copied countless times. The song influenced generations of guitarists and songwriters. It cemented Chuck Berry as the great storyteller of rock and roll. Its cultural impact goes far beyond chart success and remains a true cornerstone of the genre. Buona Sera, Signorina, Louis Prima.
Where the mountains help the sun come into sight.
1956. Written by Carl Sigman and Peter DeRose, this song was first performed by Louis Prima in 1956 and became an international hit. It reached number 25 on the UK charts in 1958 and ranked number 3 among Belgium's best-selling singles between 1950 and 2014. Although Buona Sera, Signorina is not strictly rock and roll, its inclusion reflects the musical diversity of the era. Louis Prima, known as the king of swing, blended jazz, Italian music, and popular styles that indirectly influenced rock's development. The song became a romantic classic and was covered by artists such as Dean Martin. It represents the transition between earlier styles and the new youth-driven sound. Its success shows how different genres coexisted during rock's formative years. Congratulations on making it to the end. As a reward, you're invited to our private Telegram community, where we share exclusive content and many surprises. Join now through the link in the description. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rock history.
We'll see you there, rocker.